to teach my craft, and thank you for giving me the space to do that. And for those listeners who are still here, I hope 100% that means that you are really interested in a remote job, and you need some steps on how to get there. And now that we've talked about kind of the scope of remote work and what it can do for your life, let's talk about what one does in order to find and land a remote job, just like I did a couple years ago, and just like I teach people to do on the daily now. So funny story, I don't take clients anymore, but what I did this year was I took my whole client process for personal reasons, burnout, and I turned it into a free masterclass for people. And I said, I want to impact as many people as possible. I don't want to impact one person per month or per week. That's not my speed. I want people to be able to take the information and do it DIY style. So I've put my 4-step proven client process of how to go from 0 to having a remote job in a 1-hour free masterclass. And you can just go to remotelikeme.com and it'll pop up and say, would you like to take the masterclass? Take it, sit down, it's 1 hour, take notes, and create your action plan. There's a workbook that comes with it, and you just literally write out your steps that you're going to do. So I will go through 3 of those steps today, and I'll leave out the 4th one just for time's sake. And the 4th one, just so you know, is how to nail the interview and negotiate your salary. But the first 3, what we're going to talk about is aligning with the right opportunity. So that means discovering what the heck you want, what you are good at, and what's really worth striving for. And then step 2 is going to be where to find those jobs. Step 3 is going to be how to apply to stand out and what you can do to really boost your application, because I famously say your resume is not enough. And I will never stop saying that because I can't get it through people's heads enough. So step 1, and I'm just going to go over some quick things in each one, because this is not my 1-hour masterclass. Okay. So if you want to dive deeper, go ahead on over to that. So step 1, what do you want to do? Discovering a remote job is the most overstepped step in the whole process. People don't even think of it. They go right to the search. They go right to job searching. And I would really suggest and recommend that you start from within. So what lights you up? What about your job do you hate? What about jobs in the past have someone asked you to do and you said, no way? Or you said yes and you wish you said no. What are some things that make you feel energized when you think about having those skills and being able to do them? What are some companies that you really, really admire and why? They don't have to be remote, it just be any companies. What are some missions that you can stand behind that really pump you up? And what are some values that you're looking for in the people that you're going to be working with virtually? Right, so big journal session. I have a worksheet in the free masterclass for you to actually categorize that out. But what you're going to do with this list is you're going to say, what are my negotiables and what are my non-negotiables? So your non-negotiable might be, I need benefits. Point blank, I have responsibilities, I have people to take care of, I can't go without healthcare or vision or dental, whatever. And then you've got your flexible situations. I would like to work in higher education, or I would like to work in a nonprofit, or I would like to be doing more visionary work than admin. You know, those are some flexible things, right? And so from there, you can actually do a job search where you're looking at jobs through the lens of what you want, which automatically is better for manifestation, for those of you who know anything about manifestation, and you're already set up on the right path. So please do this. This is step 1. Step 2 is where to find those jobs. So instead of spending all your time on job boards, so I'm not going to give you a list of my trusted job boards. I do go over that in the 1-hour masterclass just in case anyone wants to waste their time, but because I know people just want that, but I really suggest that take up 50% of your job search time. Not your whole career transition time. So that doesn't actually mean applying time and networking time and all that. It just means job search time. So it's very little amount of time on those job boards. Why? There's competition. You have to filter through things that you don't want in order to get what you do want, or just a smidge of what you do want. And then by that time, you've already seen a bunch of roles that you don't like, and it really gets in the way of manifesting what you want. And it gets in the way of your confidence. It gets in the way of, I can do this. All those feelings start to go away when you're just bombarded with lists and lists and lists of, marketing and programming jobs. And you're like, oh, I'm a writer. That's great. Let's start from there instead. So what I suggest is doing strategic searching, which means getting on Google accepting that Google is your best friend, and looking for lists of remote companies who fit the profile of what you want. So an example would be, for all my podcast lovers out there, remote companies who work with podcasts, or podcast marketing agencies remote, any of those kind of keywords. And you will get blog posts and lists that exist out there because remote jobs is such a hot topic, listing out remote companies who do this. Then you can see if your role or something close to your role is there. You can fill out an application that usually is called general application or an open application that a lot of remote companies have that say, show us your stuff. Why do you want to work with us? And that is a much better lead-in than, well, I found you on this job board. And no, it's because I'm into what you do and you can use my skill, and I'm a super amazing asset for you to have. And then what you do is you just see what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want. And even if you're not comfortable sending in a cold pitch or an open application, you can then put that website on your tracking sheet, which I also go over in the free masterclass, and say, okay, check back in a month. This is a company that I'm really digging, and let's see if they have anything in my department or in my role interests in 1 month or 2 months time.
Right.
This is just so much better for job searching. Trust me on it. It's much more enjoyable. It doesn't suck. and that's what I really suggest for searching. Number 3 is how to apply. You've got to get rid of your dinosaur age, white and black document resume. Please. Everyone out there, just guilty as charged, hands up, admit it. It doesn't look good. Why?
It's not even accurate. It's not even truthful.
Yes, and why you need to replace it with a designed resume, which I recommend, canva.com, canva.com. It's free. They have templates already. All you have to do is take one of my courses to know how to move the sections around and really make a case for why you're the best fit. But the templates are a great place to start, at least. And they look well designed, and that you just send them in as a PDF. And you know why that's so important? Because in a physical job search, you go into the office at some point and you shake their hand and you do the interview, and they know if you are right or not. Do you ever think like, well, I went in for that interview for that job and I felt good. I felt like everything that they were asking me I had an answer to, and then they said, you're not it. And you were like, wow, must have been something about me. That's something about you. Or on the other hand, the positive note, you had like no answers to their questions, but for some reason they just liked you.
Yep.
There's no palpable way to know that when you are applying for a remote job. And so knowing that they're never going to meet you, usually before they hire you, if it's a local remote company, maybe, but usually no, you need a virtual handshake, people. You need something that screams, I am who I am, and that person is a perfect fit for your team. It's not trying to pretend to be something you're not. It's job searching with your true authentic self. It's picking colors and structures that really make your resume speak to who you are, where you've been, and why you're going forward in this path. And it honestly sets the bar for this person is technically savvy, and we don't have to train them much. Because if you weren't aware, if you're going to be working on your computer, you have to know what a computer is. So you have to have a little bit of tech savviness, and you have to want to learn about digital things. And so having a digital resume that looks like you fit the profile is so important. And people say, well, I've got my LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn built that. And most of the time, it's not looking so hot anyway.
Exactly.
So let's build a digital resume that is that virtual handshake that makes you stand out in the application process, so that you can actually get to that interview and you know, have that experience where you find out if you are the real right fit or not. So those are my 3 things.
Wow. And now you can breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, I want people to watch this on YouTube, because I mean, you went into full teacher mode there. You had to, okay.
I am. I'm my teacher.
1, 2, that's right. You were very clear. The hand gestures fit exactly what you were trying to share with us.
Yes. I'm a video person. This is how I got my remote job. I know it's for me, and this is the way that I do things. And this is the way all my courses and masterclass are built as well. It's me and video and text and PDF worksheets. And I'm like, get over on that worksheet, girl, and come back to me later. Like I'm a video teacher. So yes, watch this on YouTube, people.
So if I was an employer and you sent me something and you had that same kind of verve in your kind of your video resume or whatever, I would be afraid not to hire you because I would think I'm going to miss out if I don't hire her. And it really is, as you were talking, I mean, it's like I'm transitioning from, I'm trying to talk them into hiring me, and still I'm actually trying to talk them into being afraid not to. I
Yes,
mean,
exactly. And
what
it's
a
that cool
interesting
confidence.
way, yeah, to
Hmm.
kind of pitch that.
Yeah, and just really quickly, I know I'm not going to go into too much, I promise, but I work with people all the time on their energy. And this shows up in a phone call, in the video interview, in your video application if you send one, and it even comes across in the words you use in your cover letter, the way you describe yourself on LinkedIn, and that networking reach out message that you were a little scared to send. Your energy is so palpable
Yeah.
from the other end of the screen. And if you are desperate, if you are working from a desperation mode or a lack of belief, it comes through exactly when you send it. So I always use this example. When you're not getting responses from your resume or from your networking messages that you're sending on LinkedIn, and the next one you send is like, you're typing the word resentment in your mind, and when you hit send, you're like, she's never going to respond, they're never going to hire me. That's exactly what you're going to get. And
Wow.
it starts from your energy. So make sure that you do have that cool confidence about you. And that's what I work with people on in my signature course. At every step of the way is like, okay, let's start inward. And then let's go over the strategies that you can use. Because if I give you the strategies and you are coming from a place of resentment and this is never going to work, guess what? It's never going to work. So that's really important.
Go to remotelikeme.com and learn more about Taylor and her work. And Taylor, thank you again for just taking the time and just helping all boats rise in a rising tide.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so much for having me. Bye,
All right.
guys.
Thanks again.